How educational.
Wait, you were undercover in a nudist tribe and got caught?
Was it because you were wearing clothes? Yeah. Good day, good people. I find a year of the Radiance Toon Link Dave Bravo Dave, Anomaly, the Anomaly Cars. Few know me as the man who's so confused about the weather. It's just doing its own thing nowadays. It gets real hot and then it gets real cold and then it's warm again. Mother Nature, please just it's November now. We can't play these games anymore. This is too late to be playing these, so we're gonna have an 80-degree day games. I'm the United States Aviator. I'm about sick and tired of Mother Nature goofing, however. This is likely our last of the Gumshoe Gabs. And there was something I wanted to check out just in general, because the one thing that I know is that all of the final Gumshoe Gabs are obtained in Chapter 5. That being said, I was trying to see like the layout that you could get. Like you could get 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, you can get 4 and 5. So you get 1 every chapter for that one. For you, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's probably essentially 1 in every chapter. It's just some of them you can find all over the place, but some are like really restrictive. And it's the restrictive ones that are. That being said, what we're gonna do is just go through. This will probably be a lighter episode. Not too long. I also need to cut up the volume a little bit for me because it is quiet. There we go. It'll be a lighter episode. We'll just go through all of our Gumshoe Gabs. And I don't know who to start with, to be completely honest. But I feel like I want to end with Yako. I feel like I love these 5 characters, but like Yako, he hits different, especially after like the last episode with our final of the DLC. Man, in fact, let's just do him in the order that we did the DLC. So let's start with Desihiko. Right, he's the most lighthearted, happy-go-lucky, doodly-doddly. But I am interested to see like by chapter 5 what goes on. But here we go. Desihiko, your time is now. Your first Gumshoe Gab. As it loads. I'm excited. I also wonder if any of these take place outside of the confines of the submarine. I would guess not.
Such an over-exaggerated sigh. What's wrong?
Are these fully voice acted? Oh, I thought I was gonna have to do some reading today. Alright, I can just chill for a little bit and react.
Jeez. Why did you have to be a dude?
Well, very briefly we weren't.
Huh? That was unexpected.
I had such high hopes, you know. When the chief said he was bringing one more in, I was hoping for a bright young cutie. And as she saw my incredible heroic feats, little by little, we'd fall in love.
Gotta say, you did not have many heroic feats, my guy.
It'd blossom into a secret inter-office romance. Oh, nice and sexy.
Oh my gosh. I will say though, Desihiko does like have a switch. He can really turn it on when he needs to like get to work and be not even serious, but like in comedy you have like the straight man who's kind of like the serious one who like the audience can like relate to as like a normal human being. Desihiko is rarely that, but I think more so when like he's dealing with Fubuki or he's dealing with really any of the other detectives, sometimes he does seem like the straight man. It's either him or Halara that seems like the straight man or like the voice of reason essentially. Especially with Vivio or Fubuki, and I think that shines a little bit about his character, but keep on keeping on, Desihiko.
But instead, the chief brought in some dirty kid with amnesia.
Dirty?
All my high hopes were for nothing!
You're pretty much a little kid yourself.
Desihiko, You have no one to blame but yourself for that.
Right?
What? As a dude, anyone would have some hope. That's how dudes are. It's as common as not washing your hands after using the bathroom.
Sir?
But I wash my hands.
Ugh. I hate this. You toyed with my innocent heart.
Okay, y'all remember like 50, 60 seconds ago when I was like, yeah, Desuhiko, sometimes he's just the voice of reason in this game. He's really not helping his case, or my case.
Wait, you're seriously sulking about this?
Why would I not be serious about this? I'm dead serious in my sulking.
This is a bit much.
A little bit.
I thought he was half joking. I didn't think he was completely serious.
A man doesn't joke about that, Yuma.
He'll be a pain in the ass if he keeps on like this. Maybe you should do something to cheer him up.
Okay.
But what should I do?
And we do get our options here. I don't think workship relationship. How about me? How about me?
How about me?
Huh? What are you even talking about? Of course not.
I guess not. Well, in that case...
Well, I guess we won't be dating.
You know, I don't think it's a good idea to get into a relationship with someone from work to begin with.
What? Come on, get off your high horse already.
Well, dating in the workplace is one thing, but I also think you're not fit to be in any relationship.
Oh my gosh, Yuma.
What? No one knows how girls think better than me.
Desuhiko, that's cap.
You know how much I think about girls every single day.
That's not cap, I believe
That's
that.
not what I meant. Desuhiko, I don't know if a ladies' man like yourself could remain in a relationship with just one girl. So I figured you should refrain from that stuff, you know?
Huh?
Considering how attractive you are, I'm sure you're better off having lots of fans.
Oh my gosh.
I think it fits you way better anyway.
And Desuhiko's like, okay.
Did it work?
He's cooking.
Work?
Did it work?
I see. Now that you mention it, maybe you're right.
Gosh darn it, Desuhiko.
I'm not that kind of guy, but I totally get that you'd see me that way. You know what? You're a good kid. Hey, let me know if the others pick on you. I'll come to your rescue.
Wow, you know what? We like to see that.
Sure, thanks.
I doubt any of them would, though.
I guess we sorted that out.
I guess one of them
I
thought about
wonder if
stabbing me.
I can really get along with him.
Yeah, that's your guy. That's my man.
Master, you and Desuhiko seem to have grown closer.
Friendship fragment. Kaplunk! It seems you've grown closer. Alright, well, Gab number 2, let's do it. Fubuki's sense of monetary value. She thinks an apple costs as much as a car. Okay, Fubuki. Either we're going to have to talk, or I'm going to have to sell you an apple, because that's where we are at this point. You're not... Wait a minute.
I'm back!
You're not Desuhiko, or are you?
Huh? Are you here alone, Chief?
Yeah, Halara and Desuhiko were here a bit ago. When I got here, they just up and left. I'm sure they're gambling again.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind them. Yuma?
Uh-oh.
Yes? What is it?
What do you think of Desuhiko?
Why do you ask?
No reason. I'm curious about what you think of him. It's no big deal or anything. I just want to know.
Okay.
Why would you even wonder about it?
Right?
Don't sweat the details. Just tell me what you think of Desuhiko.
What I think of Desuhiko?
I don't like him. I mean, he's alright.
I think he's been a great mentor to me here at the agency. He's easy to talk to, and he's considerate in subtle ways.
Agreed.
He's rather kind-hearted too.
See, like, I agree with a lot of the, like, Desuhiko, like, you get the big, it's not a front. I was gonna say you get the front that is Desuhiko, but it's not a front, that's just Desuhiko. But, like, underneath all of that, if you dig down deep, he's very considerate, he's kind-hearted. He was the mans who was like even nudging Yuma into the Karumi situation. My guy.
Oh, I see. What else?
His reaction. Now I know for sure.
Yep.
You're Desuhiko, aren't you?
Huh? You knew?
Figured it out.
It's no fun at all.
I knew it.
Change your clothes. Boy!
You're pretty good at seeing through my disguise.
I wouldn't have known if you hadn't given yourself away.
Agreed.
But
What do you think of
why are you
Desuhiko?
in disguise anyway?
Huh? You still don't realize it? I was testing you.
Testing?
That's a test to see if you're worthy of being my apprentice.
Apprentice?
An apprentice? My master?
Concluding this impartial examination. Congratulations, you've passed! Feel free to weep with joy. I'll be taking you under my wing.
Desuhiko, I've never been an apprentice before.
Huh? But I didn't... Why do you want me to be your apprentice?
There's only one reason. It'll make me look more like a star.
Oh, that is a very conceited reason, but I'm here for it.
In fact,
He is the
it's
star.
a requirement for stardom.
Having an apprentice is a requirement for stardom? I'm not sure if that's exactly true.
It is?
Yep, there's no mistake about it. Anyway, from here on out, I need you to work hard.
He's been working hard.
Desuhiko's apprentice. I don't get how that makes him look like a star, but I suppose it wouldn't be all that bad. It could be educational for me to learn from a detective firsthand. It might even help me remember my powers.
Even that detective, Yuma? Even that one right there? I think...
Want to do this?
All right, I don't mind being your apprentice, Desuhiko. It'll help me learn how to be a detective too.
Okay.
Huh? You thought I meant it as a detective thing?
Yeah.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I was gonna train you to become a star.
Oh. Oh, bet then. Yeah, no, absolutely. I was like, he's not going to teach me a thing about being a detective. But he's trying to make me a star. Yeah, Yuma's
Not
already a
the
former
ABCs of being
champion.
a detective, but how to ooze charisma and charm. Stuff like that. Give it 6 months. With my training, you'll shine half as bright as me.
I don't think we're going to last 6 months in this place.
If that's the case, I think I'll pass.
Now, hold on, Yuma. Hear him out.
Huh? You sure? You'll never get another chance like this.
I think he's sure.
Yeah, but I think it's too good for me.
Really? Yeah, okay then.
Oh. He seems kind of crushed.
Master, you and
Crushed,
Desuhiko
rather.
seem to have grown even closer.
Shinigami, come down. It seems you've grown closer to Desuhiko. Ching ching. Detective fragment obtained. A yoink. A kaplunk. Thank you. Desuhiko, we're gonna get your third Gab real quick. Desuhiko. My apprentice. Mayhaps indeed. Flavor of Hilarious candy depends on the mood. The worse the mood, I didn't read the rest. I assume the more bitter or the more sour the flavor.
Desuhiko took me to a rooftop.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was hoping for. Not all in the submarine. Or the detectives agency.
Being so high up feels fantastic. Makes you feel alive.
Everything that the light touches belongs to you, Simba.
So why'd you call me up here?
But didn't I tell you why?
No, you told me to shut up and follow along.
Lamau.
Sorry about that. I totally forgot. I love the view from here, so I wanted to share it with you, my man.
My
The
man.
view? Well, I guess it's not so bad, but it isn't exactly exciting either.
I was gonna say, I think you obtained this one after chapter 2. So now he's officially my man.
Yeah, it's not the best view in the world or anything. The reason why I love it up here is because it helps me envision my mission of becoming a star.
Okay. Because you're
Your
hired to the skies.
mission?
Yep. It's to completely capture the hearts of all the people I can see from here. If I can't charm them all, then who am I to say I'm a star, you know?
I suppose that's normal to expect from a star, yeah?
From a star. Yeah. I don't know about that, Yuma.
Totally.
I mean, maybe a little
Star
bit.
could charm 100 or even 1,000 times more people.
Speaking of which, I've been wondering, why do you want to be both a star and a detective at the same time?
Yeah, go on. Tell us.
Where did that come from?
Well, I figure detective work is done in the shadows, but a star kinda has to stand out and shine.
Right.
I just thought it's a weird combination.
I see.
Counterproductive.
Well, I was planning on writing about it in my autobiography.
But maybe we could get the scoop right now, my mans?
But why not? I'll let you in on a little secret, my man.
My man. Go ahead.
I have the feeling he was itching to talk about it.
So, the reason why I'm both a detective and a star. I should start with why I became a detective in the first place.
Okay.
Here's why. I have the talent for it.
Oh, okay.
Huh? That's rather short.
Right.
Yep. I've been handy since I was a kid. I was especially good at disguising myself. When I realized I'd make a good detective, it was smooth sailing from there.
But you didn't learn how to disguise yourself in school. How did you know you were good at it?
You might not believe it, but I was a pretty gloomy kid with some real self-esteem issues.
Oh, dang.
Wait,
I could believe it.
Really?
I always wanted to become someone else, so I started making disguises.
Huh.
Though I figured I had the talent for it, I was surprised to see how well it went.
You as a gloomy kid? I can't even imagine it.
And I say that, but it was honestly just the angst of growing up, and that sort of stuff. It's not like I had a terrible past or anything, so don't worry about it.
Part of me believes like you had a terrible past.
I get why you became a detective, but why do you also want to be a star?
Well, this all started while I was still training at the WDO.
Okay.
I was undercover as the singer of a band at a concert.
Oh, boy.
And at the time, I wasn't interested in becoming a star or anything. But when I stood on stage, it was,
Huh?
What's wrong?
amazing!
There you
It
go.
felt so good!
Oh, you weren't done.
On that day, I decided to become a star.
On this day.
So I thought, next time, it'll be my own skills that get me up here.
Oh.
Well, he's free to dream whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But you didn't quit being a detective to chase after your dream of becoming a star.
Right.
Of course not. Though the idea did cross my mind. But then I realized something.
Go on.
There's no need to choose. I can be both. A star gets everything he wants out of life.
I mean, if he can get it all, then take it all.
That's a very Desuhiko thing to say.
But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I was getting barely any sleep, training as a star and working as a detective at the same time.
What kind of training?
You know, the usual. Singing, dancing,
And?
Anyway, my man, what do you think is most important about being a star?
Most important about being a
What the
star.
heck is he talking about now?
I wonder what it could be.
Luck, a winning smile, the aura. You have to exude the aura of a star. Twinkle, twinkle, little you. That is the aura that you must give.
Your aura?
Nice, you get it.
Yeah, I know.
A
I get
real
it, I get
star
being a
is
star.
Enveloped by a special aura, all day, every day. Anyone can tell from just a glance. That's why I was willing to sacrifice my sleep to develop that aura.
The aura.
Training to develop an aura sounds kinda like something out of a comic book.
Yeah.
Day after day, I trained as both a detective and a star. Looking back now, it sure was tough.
I mean, you haven't made it yet. You still need some more
Thanks to
aura
that,
training.
I've become a superstar detective. All that's left is for the world to realize my charm.
I see.
Hey, what's with that reaction? After everything I've shared, nothing.
Well, I mean, like, Desuhiko, I don't think you have that aura like you think you
It's
got
not
it.
as though I'm uninterested or anything. I was honestly impressed.
Huh?
If
Are
I
you
had
impressed?
two things I wanted to be, I would have to give up on one of them. I think you're cool for not giving up on either of them, Desahiko.
Oh, I'm cool?
Really?
Nobody's ever called me cool before.
Yeah, I knew it. That's the reaction I was expecting. Alright, if that's the case, you're gonna be my apprentice, right?
Nope, passing.
There's currently a special promotion where I'll put 20% more effort into teaching you how to sing and dance.
Nope, no thanks.
I think I'll pass on that.
Master, you and Desahiko seem to have grown even closer.
Even closer? How close can we get? I'm almost touching him. I like the Yuma wink, though. Yuma does have a good wink. A wink and smile. Alright, Desahiko, Chapter 4, or Volume 4. Hit us with it. Yako's lifestyle, the complete night owl. The ultimate night owl, as some might say. The bangs, Hilarious candy. The hotel. Or the cafe in the hotel.
Boy, I'm stuffed.
Okay, well honestly, this is a good little spot. Because in the eye of that little like the face sun thing there, in the like the right eye of it, that's where one of the Gumshoe Gab little hidden things was. And I swear I would have never seen it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, now that we ate our fill, how about we have a little chat, man to man?
Yeah, mano y mano.
You want to talk?
When two guys
Muchacho
eat
y
together,
muchacho.
they have a man-to-man talk.
Okay,
I've never heard of that before.
me neither, but go ahead.
Well, that's just how it is. Keep it in mind.
I'm learning so much from Desahiko.
How's things going between you and Kurumi?
Oh?
There's nothing between us. We're not like that, and I don't have any feelings of the sort to begin with. Even if I did, it's not like Kurumi feels the same way for me.
Okay, well that's not true, my guy.
Oh, come on, man. You're not being honest with yourself.
He's not.
Master, you're better off just the way you are. You have me, after all.
What about you, Desahiko? Do you have somebody in your life?
Please, you know who it is.
Who do you think you're talking to? Of course I do.
He's got the cat, he's got that thief.
I've got tons of girls hitting on me.
Oh my gosh, you mean hitting you?
Yeah. There's the girl at the shop near the station. She purposely touches my hand whenever she hands me change.
Oh my gosh.
And whenever the cashier lady looks at me, I can see the lust in her eyes. Oh, yeah, there's also that schoolgirl who blushes at the sight of me.
Desahiko.
Jeez, he is so full of himself.
Man, I have so many options. I don't know who to choose.
You say that, but what type of girl do you like anyway?
All?
My type?
Judging from what you've told me, the ages of these women seem to be all over the place. It almost sounds like you don't care who they are as long as they're women.
Right?
Well, it's not like it can be just anybody.
I'm not sure about that.
But I have no strong preference when it comes to body type, nationality, or personality.
So basically, he's saying it could be anyone.
Right.
But there are women I'm no good with.
Okay.
Like who?
Ladies with heavy northern accents.
What do you mean?
That's oddly specific. Did you have a bad experience in the past?
Right?
It was during my first mission for the WDO.
Oh?
Someone couldn't make it last second, so I was called in to provide security for a certain woman.
Okay, go on.
And she was very, very sexy.
Desahiko,
Huh?
you, right?
She was stunningly beautiful and constantly hit on me. But
He suddenly went quiet.
Was it her accent?
She was so sexy, but what? What could it be?
She was actually a man.
Was she actually a man?
It wasn't like I checked, but that's not it. That wouldn't be a deal breaker for me anyway.
Well, see? Noted.
Oh, it's not. Okay then.
That means before it wasn't just you, Yuma. I'm sorry, it wasn't just because you were a dude, Yuma. It's because you were you.
Was it because you couldn't do anything?
Yeah, she was super sexy and super beautiful. She was coming on to me, but I couldn't do anything. I was so nervous I completely froze up.
Oh
A
no.
mistake of youth, but one I'll never make again. That whole experience was pretty traumatic for me, so now I'm no good with women who have a northern accent.
Shocking.
I see.
What if we could introduce you to that woman again?
This goes without saying, but you better not tell anyone.
Right. I won't tell anyone if you don't want me to. But is it really that embarrassing?
Y'all better not tell anybody either.
To be honest, I was kinda underwhelmed by it.
Oh my gosh, Yuma. That's his trauma.
Nothing is more embarrassing than that. What kind of star doesn't take that opportunity? Ugh. If I could go back in time, I'd perform an aerial double slap combo on my past self.
Oh, okay.
I don't think your past self would like that
But
very much.
why did you tell me something so important?
Because you're my man.
Not my apprentice, that's my man's, and I respect that.
That means I don't hide secrets from you. It's a rule of mine.
I really do like Desahiko. I feel like there is like a genuine bond that formed between them as the story went on. That's my man's.
Master, he's like a puppy eager to please.
Gotcha. I promise I won't tell anyone.
Then it's a promise, my man.
My
I don't
man.
think there's anything embarrassing about Desuhiko's story, but I'm happy he shared something about himself that he's ashamed of.
Master, you and Desuhiko seem to have grown even closer.
And you know what? This is the first time that I was like, you know what? Yeah, we sure have. And that's not even number 5 yet. Let's bring it on home. Desahiko, your final Gumshoe Gab. The last Gumshoe Gab with my man. Love him. I really do like Desahiko. Despite him being pervy 90% of the time, there's like that 10% that I'm like, he's alright.
Hey, what's wrong, Desuhiko? You called me over, said you wanted to talk?
Back on the rooftop, what's up?
Yeah, about that.
What's up?
Anyway, isn't it so nice to be up here?
Yeah. So, why'd you change the subject?
He's been acting like this for over an hour, not telling me why he called. Is it something you have trouble talking about? I don't know if you want to ask me a favor or something else, but you'll have to talk about it first.
Sorry, you're right. I'm just a bit afraid is all.
What's
We're
up?
busy here, so hurry it up.
Alright, here goes.
Right.
Go on.
There's a big reason why I called you here today.
Big reason.
Will you
Go on.
join my plan?
You're dang right we will!
And
Well, you know. This is too embarrassing. I can't say it.
Yes, you can! Say it, my guy.
My man, you should know what I'm trying to get at.
Huh? You sound crazy. I have to do something or this won't end. What is he trying to say?
Y'all know.
Then what?
Banana bandage. Yuma? I hope you're ready to rock. My man!
You want to say band?
Yeah. How about we form a band?
I don't think Yuma's good at singing or dancing or instruments, but he could be. Honestly, he really could be good at instruments.
Huh?
A band? Master's going to join a band?
Yeah.
You know, stars and bands go hand in hand.
Yep.
I always plan on going solo, but well, sharing the spotlight with a buddy of mine wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Oh man. Oh wait, this I feel like this means a whole lot to him, for
For
real.
the first time in my life, I finally met someone I'd want to form a band with.
Oh, okay, well now this is really sweet.
It's because I finally met you. The man.
My man!
Tetsuhiko.
Right?
How about it? Do you want to make a band together? Let's journey on a path towards stardom side by side.
Please. Please, Yuma, please.
What will you do, Master?
Yes!
What do I do?
Can I choose?
Tetsuhiko invited me, but I don't know how to play any instruments. Besides, I'm not interested in joining a band or being a star. Sorry. I'm happy that you asked.
Yuma, reconsider. Determination, come on. Okay.
I see. I guess you don't wanna.
I don't know if this makes up for it, but how about I support you as a fan?
Huh? My fan?
Your biggest
No
fan.
way. I can't agree to that. Besides, you've never heard me sing before.
True?
Oh, right.
And you want to call yourself my fan? I doubt it. You're just offering because you feel awkward for turning down my invitation.
Yep.
I'd rather you just completely reject me instead of saying that to make me feel better.
No, deep down, I want to be your fan. You told me before how you chose to be both a star and a detective. I think you're really cool for not giving up on either dream.
Yep, you said that.
And in that sense, I'm already your fan. That's why I'm serious about wanting to support you.
Well, if that's the case, I don't mind having you as a fan.
Oh, that's how you
But
go.
I still hate that you've never heard me sing.
So,
So
change
listen to
that.
one of my songs right now.
Okay,
Huh? You're going to sing right here, right now?
please do.
Yeah, my brand new banger, the song of my man.
Yes! Yuma, he about to sing your song.
To be honest, it was hard to evaluate if Tetsuhiko's song was good or bad. I'm not sure myself because I don't know much about music.
Oh,
But like his personality, the song was very straightforward and heartfelt.
okay.
I believe Tetsuhiko will be able to achieve his dream of becoming a star. I don't know why, but I think it'll come true.
Ironically enough, he didn't say it was bad, just straight up bad. He just couldn't evaluate if it were good or bad. So you know what? I think that means at the very least there's potential.
Master, you and Tetsuhiko have forged the ultimate bond together.
You're dang right we
Good
did.
for you, Master. I'm happy for you.
Man, I like Tetsuhiko a lot. I really do. Okay, so from that excursion, each of these is probably going to take about 20-30 minutes. We're probably going to watch Chiefs #1 again just because I don't really remember it. So that'll be... I'll learn for, I guess, a lengthy upload today, so this will probably be a Wednesday upload because I don't have a bunch of time, in which case, since we only have 4 of these to go left, I might take a break myself and finish these off tomorrow. Which will just be a second for you, but I got a couple other things to do to wrap up and to catch up on because I was out for like 4 days. So, I keep thinking like Toodaloo Flight Crew because really, at this length, we could do 2 and then come back and do like the other 3 and it'll be a 2-parter, but I do want to sit down and just do them all because I feel like I don't want to stop right now. I just want to do Fubuki's, but I know if I start Fubuki's, I'll probably have to like cut halfway in between Fubuki's, so I'm just going to do them all at once. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's do it. So we just did Tetsuhiko. We want to do Fubuki next, and you know when I was trying to predict like the right answer to say for Tetsuhiko? This homie right here, The epitome of the wrong answers only run? Let's do it, Fubuki. Your first Gumshoe Gab. I do wonder about Fubuki. I guess this will probably shed some light on her, like, her rich origins. If I were a rich girl, dee-dee-lee-dee-lee-dee-lee-dee-lee-dee. Let's see what's up.
This is the first time we have been alone at the agency, Yuma.
Ayo.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. I know.
Don't burn the place
How
down.
about I make you some coffee?
Can you do that? Will it be awful?
Or would you prefer some tea instead?
Which is which again?
Oh, Fubuki.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
How to put this? One is dark and the other a bit pale.
Okay.
Which is coffee and which is tea again?
Coffee's the dark one.
What?
What? Wrong answers only.
The paler one is coffee.
Yuma, you know better.
Huh? Is that so? Well, I suppose it must be since you said so. Thank you very much. I learned something new again.
Oh, Fubuki. Darling, sweetheart, honey. You don't know what kind of run this is.
She actually believed me. Now I feel guilty.
Oh no.
Anyway, the darker one is coffee.
But you just
Oh,
said.
it is? Now that you mention it, that sounds right. However, this is quite troubling.
You just lied to my face.
There are far too many moments in my life where I cannot tell things apart. Just like with coffee and tea, I cannot tell the difference between an elevator and escalator,
Ma'am?
or left and right,
Oh,
the
ma'am?
day after tomorrow and the day before yesterday. I cannot differentiate many
Hold on.
things.
The day after tomorrow and the day before yesterday. Fubuki, your sense of time is awful.
That sounds rough.
Yeah.
Oh, there is more.
Oh no.
Until recently, I thought paying reparations meant you were paying a repairman.
You know, Fubuki, don't get me started. There's probably a lot of people today who thinks that is okay.
That's a new one.
She's such an airhead.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's managed to survive for so long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she is able to rewind time.
Fubuki, have your misunderstandings ever gotten you into trouble?
Oh yes.
Trouble. I suppose when all is said and done, I have managed fairly well. Oh, there was one thing.
Really?
Oh.
If you don't mind, can you tell me about it?
Yes, of course. Back when I was around 10 years old,
Once I was 10 years old.
in the neighborhood where my mansion is located, a rumor was spreading about a high school student who could fly.
I'm sorry. The neighborhood where your mansion is located? Continue.
I hoped it was true and wished
Was
to
this the
meet
mansion
him,
district?
So I went for a visit. However, he could not in truth fly, but was rather considered something called a flight risk.
Oh no.
At this point, it sounds like a comedy skit.
Right?
Oh, well, it gets worse.
Oh, honey, no.
He was more than a mere delinquent. People considered him an extremist.
Yep.
Upon discovering I was the daughter of the Clockford family, he kidnapped me and barricaded us away.
Uh-oh.
Barricaded?
So, it sounds like you've gotten into a great deal of trouble. This is
Yes.
when you were 10?
He demanded the government revise the Constitution if they wished me to be returned safely.
Revise the Constitution? Oh my gosh.
So, what happened after that?
They revised the Constitution.
It was quite a while back, so I cannot really remember. In the end, the laws were changed a bit, and I was released.
Huh?
The laws were What?
Right?
It makes sense a master detective, or rather a member of the Clockford family, would have such ridiculous stories.
The secret amendment.
Being unable to tell coffee and tea apart should have been the least of my worries.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown closer.
I guess you could say that. I think I'm just more confused than anything. But you know what, so is she. And we'll see just how much more confused she will get. Fubuki, bring us home number 2. Let's wrap it back around. Kidnapped. Barricaded. Changed the Constitution. Those Clockfords, they're important people, I guess. I suppose. Okay, already in the city.
Thank you kindly for keeping me company today.
No problem.
Because of you, Yuma, I have experienced takoyaki for the very first time.
Did he build a machine that makes takoyaki?
Oh, it's nothing. I'm surprised you wanted to try some in the first place.
Oh? Why is that surprising?
Because you're rich.
Could it be that my face resembles takoyaki, so you believe I am a cannibal?
Well, in league with the actual game, that's a little too close to home. Maybe she's smarter than we thought.
That's not at all what I'm saying. You don't look anything like takoyaki anyway.
Oh man, but I guess she could look like a cannibal if you take
It's just
a look
that
around the
you
city.
grew up like a princess. You even got kidnapped because of it. That's why I didn't expect you to want to try takoyaki.
Ah, so that is what you meant. But I am not as high class as you might think. My daily life is rather ordinary.
I sincerely doubt it.
Is that so? It truly felt plain to my eyes.
Plain to my eyes.
Well then, can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, please.
It helped me get an idea of what it was like for you growing up.
Very well, if that is what is required to satisfy you,
Oh, satisfy me?
you can ask me anything, including my measurements or the password to my bank account.
Yuma.
No, I don't need to ask about those.
No. Hold on, Yuma. Yo, Yuma, take it back a second. Hold on a
Anyway,
second, Yuma.
to start off, how many rooms did your home have?
132.
How many rooms? I never really considered it. First the kitchens. There were 1, 2, 3, 4,
Why
5.
do you need 5 kitchens?
I am beginning to grow confused. My apologies. I am not very good at counting such large numbers.
5 kitchens?
No, that's more than enough for me. There's really no point in asking any more questions. But this is getting kind of fun.
Yuma's like, alright, hold on. I want to have a good time here.
Next up, what sort of car did your parents own?
Car singular, question mark?
Their car. Unfortunately, there were no cars at our home.
Oh.
Huh? That's hard to believe.
Only chauffeurs with
Do you
limousines.
know what cars are? They have 4 wheels and move on roads.
Yuma?
Yes, I have seen them around the city, but none of those tiny, cute mobile huts were anywhere near my home.
Tiny cute mobile huts.
Mobile huts? I'm guessing the cars at Fubuki's place are on a completely different scale. Okay, last one. What's the most expensive gift you've ever received?
A gift? Well, I am unsure how expensive it was, but
I got a whole country.
the one that made me happiest was when I went with my family to look at the stars.
Huh? Stars?
On my birthday, my father told me a star would shine especially bright.
In space.
I watched it with my mother and father. That time spent together was the greatest gift I have ever received.
That's delightful.
My parents are such busy people. I rarely saw them as a child.
Wait, that's actually such a touching story. I was out here like, they took her to space. No, it's just she watched the stars with her parents.
Oh? Is something wrong?
After asking so many petty questions, I feel real ashamed of myself.
You should.
Even if you are rich, you're still you.
I am myself? That is true, I suppose. But Yuma, what sort of person do you think I am?
Go on.
What do I think of Fubuki?
Wrong
Well,
answers only.
That's simple.
That's simple. You're simple. You're honest. I like honest as an answer for her.
You're honest. You may be rich and ditzy, among other things,
The other two answers.
but the foundation of who you are is your honesty.
Well, I am not sure I would say I am honest myself, but it makes me happy to hear you say it.
Haha, I've been lying to you this whole time. This is all a ploy. Until the second game when I am the mastermind.
You're honest. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said the time spent stargazing with your parents was your favorite gift.
Oh, that reminds me. After we looked at the star, my father purchased it for me. I'm
Well, I
unsure
mean,
how expensive that may have been, but I am certain that is the biggest gift I have ever received.
I was gonna say people do that.
Considering how honestly surprised I am by all this, I must have been a lowly commoner before losing my memories.
Well, I'm not sure about that one.
You and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer.
I think you might have been slightly above lowly commoner, my boy. You might have been doing better than that, Yuma. Definitely not Clockford rich, but you were better than a measly commoner. Alright, here we go. Number 3. Ooh, Vivia's book catalog. His beanie. Waterproof, cost him several months' pay. Why, Desahiko? Why would you spend so much money on a hat? Why?
Thank you so much for spending time with me today. That was a splendid adventure.
I was gonna say, they just like hanging out.
That's a little much. We were just out for a walk.
Nonsense. Even if this was an ordinary walk for you, it was a proper adventure for me.
Yes, Yuma, don't you remember all of the bombs?
This was also my first time using a vending machine and witnessing stray mice.
Oh.
I see. Fubuki really has lived a sheltered life. Even everyday things are exciting for her.
I wonder if all her so-called adventures are like this.
Fubuki, you said you're an adventure detective, right?
Right?
What kind of adventures have you gone on?
Do you mean what they were like?
Yeah, tell us your
Yeah.
adventures.
Would you mind sharing any that left a strong impression on you?
Well, the major one was the first time I explored what is known as a supermarket.
Oh, honey.
Now, it is far too early for you to appear bored already.
Right, I was in the supermarket and was kidnapped and taken to an ancient Mayan temple.
Did you know? These supermarkets have hundreds, even thousands of different items lining their shelves.
I've heard Fubuki.
And yet all the employees there appear to know exactly where each one is located. I cannot begin to imagine the sort of training they had to undertake to obtain such a skill. Based on my findings, I suspect that supermarket employees have abnormally developed sections of their brains.
Okay.
Well, is that not exciting?
I once worked at a store, so I think she might be right.
Sorry. I don't think supermarkets are exciting at all.
I see. I knew it! What about this? One time, I was undercover while investigating a tribe of nudists in the Amazon when they saw through my disguise.
Yeah, I think that's more like it, Fubuki.
What? That really happened?
Of course. Is something wrong?
Nothing. It just surprised me. That sounds like a real adventure.
Hold on. Did she say nudist? As in, naked? Go on.
I see. So that is what an adventure is to you, Yuma. How educational.
How educational.
Wait, you were undercover in a nudist tribe and got caught?
Was it because you were wearing clothes? Yeah.
Is there something interesting about that?
Yeah.
Never mind, it's nothing.
I gotta stay calm. Stay calm.
What a game.
Were you alright? Were you in any danger?
they gave me that option, you guys. They let me cook, and Yuma started cooking too.
I was fine. The nudists were kind-hearted. Even though they caught me, they treated me very well. And they said that even if I was investigating them, displaying our naked bodies to one another meant we were all family.
Oh.
Naked bodies? How nice of them. Fubuki really thinks a trip to the supermarket and visiting a naked tribe in the Amazon are on the same level. Everything about her makes zero sense to me.
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer!
I know how we can grow even closer, I'll tell you what. Thank you for that information, Fubuki. Thank you. We'll write that down, we'll keep that in our minds, locked in our minds. Yippee skippy. Let's go on to this next Gab. That's not where I thought we were gonna go with that. Somewhere in there is probably the intro. Somewhere in that clump is probably, it's probably very intro worthy. Oh, hey, we're back.
Hey Fubuki, there's something I've always wanted to ask you.
Yes, what is it? I would tell you anything, Yuma. Even the password to my bank account.
Alright, y'all, get ready to write it down.
No, I don't need your password. It's
Yeah.
nothing like that.
No, we can take it.
I'd like to know more about the Clockford family. You've mentioned them before, but I still don't quite get it.
I see. So you wish to learn more about my family.
Mm-hmm.
I do not mind. I will tell you everything I know.
Okay.
But first, how much do you already know about them?
Nothing, I got amnesia.
What I know about your family is...
Why, that's the truth.
They're in charge of keeping the world standard for time.
Yes, that is a correct assessment.
What does that entail anyway? I can barely comprehend something on such a scale.
Right?
How should I explain it? For example, it is exactly like deciding to call an apple an apple. Does that make it easier to understand?
No.
No, now I'm even more confused.
Oh, really? Let me try to explain it another way then. To
Okay.
manage the world's standard of time means we manage what year, what month, what day, what minute, and what second it currently is on Earth.
Oh my gosh.
As an extreme example, so long as the Clockwork family dictates it, we could move the date 10 years ahead or back.
Oh.
That's quite a powerful privilege to have.
Indeed. It means we could make everyone in the world grow older or younger.
I'm not sure if that's exactly
Although
true,
they
right?
are just numbers on paper.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I can barely follow along. Wouldn't it be possible to mess up the whole world by abusing such power?
Well, yeah.
Indeed. We could tear it apart, chew it up, and spit it right out. But the Clockford family would not do such a thing. We protect the world's time to ensure that never happens.
Delightful.
Protecting the world's time. Sounds like a daunting challenge.
And she's gonna be in charge of it at some point? At someday?
Yes, it is indeed a heavy responsibility for my family, if I do say so myself. Even 100 elephants would be considered lighter.
Your family is tasked with such an important responsibility. I'm surprised they let their daughter join the WDO.
I do like that pose.
Even if it's to help you learn more about society, it's far too dangerous.
Yes, you are right about that. Although I have not been told officially, my parents do consider me the next head of the family.
Which is wild.
Permitting the successor to join the WDO would certainly be nothing short of insanity.
Oh, so you think so too?
I do. But alas, I had no choice. You know how I can be a bit of an airhead at times?
No, I've never. No, never. What?
She's
No.
an airhead all the time.
Yeah, maybe from time to time.
From time to time?
And
Yeah,
they said
yeah.
they could not entrust the world's time to a daughter who is so ignorant.
Fair enough.
They would rather send me to the outside world to survive on my own than keep me blind to reality.
Well, honestly, that's a good move on them.
Which is why my parents made the difficult decision of enrolling me in the WDO.
Wow.
It was to be expected. The continuation of the Clockford family is more important to the world than my own life.
Wow. That's wild.
She said it so casually.
Right? But it's true.
Fubuki has experienced so much as the daughter of the Clogford family. She must have been exposed to many things regular people couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Still, my mother and father were right.
What?
I learned numerous things about society after joining the WDO. I have already grown far past who I once was. Compared to who I was before I joined, I am a completely new person now.
I'd like to imagine that before she joined the WDO, she was like a super genius.
It terrifies me to think she was even more airheaded than she is now.
Right?
Master, you and Fubuki seem to have grown even closer.
Agreed. Well, I don't know if we can be as close as we were last time when we were talking about the naked people in the Amazon, yeah. It's time for the 5th Gab. Gosh darn it, Fubuki. You fiend. Oh man, Datsuko's bangs. It takes about an hour to style every day. I think we've read, all of the ones that are to do with our detective friends, to be honest.
I am sorry.
Oh, we're
to
here
have
at the
called
clock
you,
tower.
Yuma.
It's okay. What's wrong? You said you wanted to talk.
Well, about that, perhaps, maybe...
Uh-huh.
Yuma, I believe I may be in love with you, romantically.
Did she say she... The same one who was naked in the Yuma? My man's!
Huh?
Right?
What?
Oh, right?
Oh? Did you not hear me? Then I shall say it again. I may be in love with you romantically, Yuma.
Okay.
What? Whenever I think of you, my heart feels warm and fuzzy. It's so anguished as well. I thought maybe this is the romantic feeling that people keep talking about.
That's impossible! Totally impossible! There must be some confusion. Maybe your mind is playing tricks on you.
Yuma, my guy.
Someone as attractive as you would never fall for someone like me.
Oh, do you really think so? I find you quite an attractive man, Yuma.
Ayo.
I
Can't believe you think that.
My guy.
Being all happy about it!
My guy.
Well, I did not bring you here today to confess these feelings to you.
Oh, why are we
Rather,
here?
If these truly are romantic feelings, I wish to thank you for them.
Appreciate you, okay.
Huh? Thank me?
To tell you the truth,
Uh-huh.
I have never had romantic feelings for anyone until now.
Oh.
I have had an arranged fiancé ever since I was little.
Oh.
Due to that, I subconsciously kept myself from falling for anyone. Although I yearned for those feelings of love, I knew I must not harbor them.
That's
I
tragic.
worried I would never fall in love. I have always felt such disappointment in myself because of it.
Oh.
But now, I have fallen for you and can experience what it is like.
Hey, yo, Shinigami, you got to calm down because this man needs to shoot his shot.
So, I wish to thank you for helping me learn what romance is.
But you don't want to like it.
That is all. I just
Oh.
wanted to give my thanks.
But wait.
Oh, in that case, I'm glad I could help. I guess?
Yuma?
But wait, don't you have a fiance? Having feelings for someone else is just going to end up making you sad.
Not at all. I have decided to talk to my father about turning down my arranged marriage.
Oh?
Really? Are you sure? After all, wasn't that decided by the Clockford family?
Well, I mean, like, once you realize who you are, I think that her father's gonna be just fine with having the most brilliant mind in the world be a part of the Clockford family, too, you know? And not just a yes, not just a yeah, but a oh yeah.
Of course, it is vital to defend our family traditions and to obey my parents. All my life, I have lived with that as my highest priority. But now, I have decided to forge my own future.
That's
I have
delightful.
been thinking about it ever since I started working with you all at the agency.
I see. She's choosing her own future. I'm glad she can look at it that way. I'm happy for her. But even still, I think you may be mistaken about your feelings for me.
No, she's right.
Are you sure? It is true I have zero experience with romance,
Fair enough, huh?
so I cannot say for certain.
But,
Well then, how about this? Once I am able to confirm with certainty that my feelings are romantic in nature, then
The blushing.
at that moment, will you hear my confession once more?
Yep. Like the birds from Finding Nemo mine? No, these are the yeah birds. Yeah, I kind of want to find a video. This is clearly, I know I won't have the time to do it, at least for right here, but I need to find like that video from Finding Nemo and just replace all of the birds' minds with yes. Even if you confess to me now.
You don't have to wait until later. You could say it right now.
Yeah, you could.
Huh? What the hell did you just say?
Sorry, forget I said that. I'm so stupid. What am I saying?
No, I know what you're saying. You're not stupid, my guy. You no, okay, you must.
She said she'd confess her feelings to me again someday. But that means...
Yeah?
Well, if you really do have romantic feelings for me, then... sure.
Thank you very much. Please, consider your response for when I next confess my love for you.
Okay, let me think about my response. Alright, so there's a Y. Okay, yeah. 4-letter word, ends with an H. Alright, okay, It starts with Y, ends with H. That's interesting. There's not a lot of words like that. Perhaps, yeah.
Would that mean I become heir to the Clockford legacy?
Don't matter.
No way. It has to be a misunderstanding.
No, I don't think so. That's why she held your hand the entirety of chapter 3 for the most part, my guy.
It has to be, right?
Nope.
Master, you and Fubuki have forged the ultimate bond together.
The ultimate bond, you say?
Good for you, Master. I'm happy for you.
Are you? Are you? I don't think she is. I don't think she's happy for us. I can't say that I believe her. Here, Halara, you're next, but I don't know, that was a trip. That was a trip. My god. And so we come down to the Halara Nightmare. What do they have in store for us? Let's find, Oh, I was just on the wrong one. I was like, but I have them all. We have to start with the first one. We can't just skip to volume 4 or 5. Fair enough. Halara rather kick us off. Rather, because, kicking is what you do best. That is the Halara way. And Halara could be at the fight before Christmas. That's something else you got to keep in mind. I'm very excited to see how your votes come out. David's got a lot of good stuff planned for the fight before Christmas. I'm starting to see what he's cooking. Hopefully Naz doesn't ruin any of these dishes. But let's keep on keeping on.
Oh no, I got careless and ended up alone with Halara.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I should be the one to start the conversation. I'm the rookie, after all. But what do I say?
Do you feel awkward?
Yeah.
It's natural to strike up a conversation when two people are together. Such is the mundane way of the masses. You're overtaxing your tiny brain to do so, aren't you?
Yep.
Well, sort of.
Then how about you and I have a wager?
Oh?
But I thought the chief said no more gambling.
The chief is not here.
The boss said it's forbidden, so you won't do it. You think I can be swayed by that sort of logic?
Fair enough.
Besides, gambling can nurture skills that every detective needs. I believe it will be to your benefit.
And what sort of skills are you talking about?
Instead of always asking for answers, why not figure it out for yourself for once?
I guess that's a fair statement. Yuma does just ask for answers a whole bunch until like he's forced to slash his little blade around.
Yeah, think.
A skill needed by detectives, which can be trained by gambling.
Courage, observation skills, the sixth sense. Probably skills of observation, but also courage, skills of observation.
Observational skills?
That's right. Gambling isn't merely decided by coincidence.
There's also tells for people.
For example, in poker, you can study the cards already in play, as well as the expressions of dealers and players.
Yep.
You observe all that, make logical deductions, and commence battle. How about it? Wouldn't you agree those are the skills every detective needs?
Fair enough.
I get what you're saying, but...
When are you going to stop nitpicking?
He is a real nitpicker. If there's anyone in this game who's the nitpickiest, it's this man's.
After all you made me explain, you will have to play a match with me.
Oh, okay.
But there's no way I stand a chance against you.
Hey, it's a gamble.
Not to worry. We'll do a warm-up first, with nothing wagered.
Sweet.
I'm not going to hustle a beginner straight off the bat.
Okay.
Yes, I beat you.
And she's gonna demolish you when the money's on the line.
It was just a game of heads or tails, but still, you show some promise.
Oh?
Does that mean I have talent as a detective?
No, it doesn't
You can
mean
say
that.
that for sure. Now
Oh?
the real game begins. First, let's wager. I think we should start with 10,000 Yen.
We barely have one.
Right.
Oh, I lost. Yikes.
This isn't how it was supposed to go.
Lamau.
Don't be foolish. I lost the warm-up so you'd feel that rush and mistake your own skill level.
Correct.
It's rather obvious I did it on purpose. I let
Yeah.
you get carried away and made you take a gamble against me.
That's terrible.
Yeah?
Aw, you got completely hustled. You picked the wrong detective to mess with.
100%.
That was a rather good learning experience.
I think so
It's
too.
crucial for detectives to doubt other people's intentions, no matter the circumstances.
And it only cost you 10,000 yen.
I won't charge you
Or Yen.
interest for now, but you must tell me immediately when you've developed a payment plan.
Yikes.
Laura is totally ruthless.
Master, you and Halara seem to have grown closer.
I don't think that's entirely true. I think that my wallet and Halar have grown closer. Oh man. Well, let's lose some more money to Halara, I think. Maybe by the 5th Gumshoe Gab, we'll get all of our money back. In one final gambit. Maybe we really won't owe all that money to Halara. Although, even if we do, I think now that I realize that we're number 1 Master Detective, we can probably pay it off.
You got some nerve stopping me.
Oh, you didn't say what's wrong.
There'd better be a proper reason for this.
It's about something you mentioned. You developed post-cognition just 3 days after joining the World Detective Organization.
Which is wild.
Yes, but I still had the gift of psychometry before I joined the WDO.
Right.
What made you want to ask about it?
I can't help thinking about it. Do I really lack a forte?
You don't.
You have that coalescence ability.
Right.
That's not exactly my ability. It's different, sorta. Anyway, I refuse to believe I don't have a real forte.
No, that's yours.
So you want to find out if you do?
Yes, that's right. I figured you'd be the most knowledgeable about fortes here. If I have any sort of ability, you may be able to help me remember it.
That's no good. There you go again, depending on others.
Very well. That'll be 100,000 Xian.
Yikes.
100,000? I figured Halara wouldn't do it for free, but it's worth it if it helps me remember my abilities.
No shot.
All right.
Okay, never mind. I thought I was gonna have a moment to choose.
I'm a bit short at the moment, but I'll pay you back one day.
Good. It's a deal. I will provide you useful information as long as time permits. Now,
Okay.
let's start with the prerequisites. Master detective abilities are often linked with original talents and dispositions. That is typically the case.
We don't have any of those because we have the amnesia.
Linked with original talents?
Take, for example, a master detective who can hear the thoughts of others. Prior to awakening that ability, they excelled at imagining what other people were actually feeling. A master detective who can create electricity may have had a tendency to emit static charges before that. Oftentimes, you can catch glimpses of their power before their forte is realized.
I see.
The prerequisite for my postcognition was psychometry. I was practically born with it.
Halara, you already started with such an amazing ability.
Right?
But how did you manage to get it in the first place?
It's hard to explain. Superior detectives like myself cannot be measured by a commoner's logic.
Commoner's
I
logic.
see.
Anyway, this is about your ability. Once we figure out your strengths and talents, we could at least predict what your power may be. That is, if you have one to begin with.
My strengths?
It is odd when you think about it like that. Because in that case, number one always used to solve all of his cases alone, which doesn't really make sense when you think about his forte. When you think about his forte, it gets meant to be used together. That's something that's really, really odd to me that I haven't really thought about until right now. Fascinating. Just like thinking about it out loud. Number one, it just seems counterproductive. I've been like, maybe I don't really know how he would have developed it then. You would think in that case, number one would be used to working together. Maybe it's only said that number one solved cases alone. Although, to be honest, he went off to solve another case alone, without any other master detective. So his forte is just useless at that point. Which is fascinating to me. I hope they really expound on that in the future, but go ahead, continue.
It has to be what you know best. Think about it.
My strengths are...
My will. I can cook!
I can cook, I think.
I may be getting paid for this, but I don't have that much free time. I will leave if you aren't taking this seriously.
Oh, okay, well, no more wrong answers, I'm sorry.
My strength is...
My will?
If I had to pick something, I'd say the will to never give up.
I don't know, you've been on the verge of giving up a whole lot. In fact, at the end of the game, you did give up.
At least, I think so.
You actually said it out loud yourself.
I see. The fact that you haven't given up on your search for an ability is proof enough of that. A tenacious heart that never gives up. An ability stemming from that. Perhaps it could have something to do with immortality.
Oh my gosh. Immortality. I feel like we're getting a lot of teases for like things that are actually happening in the game.
Immortality?
That's nothing but my theory, though. Even death cannot defeat you. Wouldn't you say that embodies the concept of tenacity well?
Yeah, Death is right here, and she's actually on my side.
That's true, but there's no way to verify if I am or not.
I could stab you.
Incorrect. You just need to try dying once. Huh? Don't look at me like that. I was joking.
It's really hard to tell.
It is.
Well, that should do it. Time's up. I'll excuse myself here. Don't forget, you owe me 100,000 Xian.
Just put it on the tab, Halara.
Oh, wait!
Halara's gone, I'm beginning to worry more about my debt than if I can remember my ability.
Right.
Master, you and Alara seem to have grown even closer.
The only thing that's grown is my debt. Oh, Yuma. Poor guy. Alright. Volume 3. Let's keep it going, Halara. Our halfway point. Yeah, I think we have actually read all of the little loading screen messages. Which makes sense, because we've put some hours into this game.
This is medicine for the soul.
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing, Halara?
I could ask you the same thing.
We just wanted to say hi.
The chief asked me to do some shopping. I just happened to see you, Halara. Why are you staring at cat pictures in the dark?
Yo, I'm what?
You were watching?
Wow, you really were looking at cat photos.
That was a bluff. You of all people?
Look at that. Yeah.
No, but I have seen you looking at cat photos before. Do you own a cat or something?
We get the backstory.
No, this is just a photo of a cute cat. I find it calming, so I carry it with me.
Oh, really?
What? You look like you have something to say.
Halara will murder you, Yuma.
No, it's nothing like that. I'm just happy to see a human side of you. I didn't expect you to be a cat lover.
That's not surprising. I know full well it doesn't fit my image, so I hide my affection for cats.
Oh.
I hope you understand you are not to tell anyone about this.
Right, I won't.
But
Chief knows.
why do you like cats so much?
It's none of your concern.
But
Okay.
you don't want me to tell anyone, right?
Is that a threat?
Oh.
You're really threatening me?
Oh.
No, that's not what I meant.
You've grown braver since the day I met you.
Oh.
The reason why I like cats isn't a simple subject.
But we got time. Go ahead, Halara.
What do you think is the best thing about cats?
Huh? The best thing?
Their shape, their freedom. Nothing.
Their most charming quality.
It's hard to choose.
It's hard to choose.
Yes, exactly.
I was gonna say, that's the right answer.
Huh?
There is no way to determine a cat's single greatest trait.
They are perfect in every way.
The elements that comprise cats, the information they emit, all are equally valuable.
I see.
Moreover, I can list every charming quality cats have and discuss them in extreme detail.
This is not what I expected, but I'm here for it.
Let's begin with the obvious topics.
Yep.
For example, their fragrance.
I don't know if that's the obvious one.
This is bad. It's going into super obsessive territory. Maybe Halara is happy to finally talk to someone about cats, since this side is usually hidden.
Probably.
You need to stop this soon, otherwise it'll never end.
If you like cats so much, have you ever wanted to own one yourself?
That's...
Impossible.
Huh?
Are you allergic?
What's wrong?
I'm allergic to cats.
No, no!
Oh,
For some reason, whenever I touch a cat, my skin becomes itchy. I've tried several times and it always happens.
Dang.
Jeez. Who made me this way?
I think they have like lotions for that.
see. It's a shame Halara is allergic to cats. To think a master detective has this sort of weakness. I can't help but feel sympathetic.
Master, you and Alara seem to have grown even closer.
Well, they have those like there's cats that are hypoallergenic. She get a naked mole cat. Here, continue. I'm sorry, Halara. Don't kick me in the face. Oh man, Yako's lifestyle. Yeah, we've seen all of these, every single one. Or That's one I don't think we've seen very often, at the very least. Halara, we got you a naked mole cat.
You haven't told anyone about that thing, have you?
No.
Huh? What thing?
My adoration for cats. And my cat allergies.
I haven't told anyone. We made a promise.
You better be telling the truth.
Of course.
It is true. Alara, you should trust me more.
Right?
You know I don't trust humans.
Yeah, but I'm different.
You have said that before.
Why?
Why are you so mistrusting? There's no way you being a detective fully explains it.
That's none of your concern.
Okay.
But I'd like to know if there's a reason why.
I'm not telling.
Okay.
Alara is so stubborn. But I still have a card I can play.
No. I'm gonna, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna cook for you.
So, does that mean you want to try my cooking? Are you sure about that?
What are you saying? I'd rather eat someone else's leftovers than try your food.
Dang.
Oh, what an awful thing to say.
Is it really that bad?
But you don't want me to tell anyone about the cat thing, right?
See, that is a threat.
Is that a threat?
Yes.
I'm joking. I want to know as much as I can about my coworkers here at the agency. But I'm not going to force you to say something if you don't want to.
He seems sincere.
Fine. As long as you continue keeping quiet about the cats, I will tell you.
Why would I tell
Are you
anybody?
sure?
I only told them, the audience. I told y'all. Y'all better keep it quiet too.
It's nothing interesting, mind you. When I was young, I didn't suspect others like I do today. You could say I was pure and innocent. I never doubted what people told me. Whenever someone lied, I thought they had no other choice. I truly believed that.
Wow.
A pure and innocent Halara? I can't even begin to imagine it.
Think about it.
Something made me
It's crazy.
change during middle school. My
Middle
parents
school?
were caught in a scam. It was a common investment scam where they thought they were investing in stocks. Fortunately, it didn't bring total financial ruin to our family.
But,
However, this led to my father becoming utterly depressed, and his relationship with my mother suffered,
oh man.
which resulted in a so-called broken home.
Oh,
I
Halara.
see.
Are you disappointed by this boring story?
No.
No, it's not that.
Well, the event itself isn't important. What matters is the culprit.
Who's the culprit?
The culprit? Was the culprit a relative?
No, that's not it. The culprit who scammed my parents was my best friend.
Oh my gosh.
What? But didn't you say this happened when you were in middle school?
That's correct. In that sense, my friend was a precocious con artist.
Huh.
My so-called friend used clever ploys to extract information from me, then used it to scam my parents.
Oh my gosh. That's
In the end,
wild.
I was the one who destroyed our family. It was my fault.
That's nuts. You can't blame yourself for that.
Case, Halara?
No, it was the direct result of my overly optimistic outlook on life. Once it was all over, I made my decision. People will always betray other people. Humans are not to be trusted. I chose to never believe in another person again.
But by the end of this, by number 5, you're gonna believe in us.
That's
Believe it.
Halara's origin story.
That's really sad.
Sorry. I didn't realize it'd be this serious. I shouldn't have threatened you like that. Even jokingly.
Don't look at me like that.
Like a
It
cat.
may be a bitter memory, but learning what I value as a detective at such an early age was for my own good.
Yeah, it made you into the detective you are today, and
We
you're
can't
great.
expect innate goodness from those we interact with daily. That is simply impossible.
Especially as a detective.
Because of that experience, I'm unfazed when I see one person betraying another.
That's so sad too, though.
Alara is shrugging it off like some joke. That profile, that face seems to feel nothing. But I think there's melancholy and sorrow in that expression.
Master, you and Alara seem to have grown even closer.
I feel like this is the one we've learned the most from. This set, I feel like this is the one we've actually learned the most from. And I love that. I mean, like, we've learned everyone's, like their lives before all of, I'm really interested for Vivia's now. Their lives before all of this went down. Here in the Kanai Ward. However, number 5. Let's see how it all ends up. Perhaps with Halara believing in us? Yeah? Yeet? One can only hope. I can only hope. Go on, Halara, it's all you.
Halara asked for me, so I'm at the cafe. Halara? Did you want something from me?
Do you really have to ask?
Yes.
It's about your debt, obviously.
Oh.
Well, how do you plan on paying me back?
Sorry.
Well, you can't do anything but apologize.
Right?
It appears you have no repayment plan in place.
Nope.
If you don't change that soon, I will consider implementing interest.
Uh-oh.
Please don't.
Then you better come up with a plan to pay me back.
Uh-oh.
Alright. But if all you wanted to talk about was my debt, why'd you invite me here? We could have gone over it at the agency.
Right?
I don't want you to grow accustomed to owing me. People lose their sense of urgency in paying back debts when complacent. That's why I'm reminding you right now.
I see. It's not my place to say since I'm the one in debt here, but don't you make enough money as a detective, Halara? You're always trying to make more. What do you need all that money for anyway?
Maybe to pay back the scam that the parents were in?
I suppose I can tell you.
Huh?
If I continue to save at this rate, I will be able to create a program in about 6 years.
Okay, go on.
That is what the money is for.
A program?
A program that will save 30% of all cats around the world experiencing hardship.
You better pay her back. Or you better pay them back, rather.
What? Oh, That caught me so off guard that I don't know what to say. You want to start a charity?
No, not a charity. This is all for my personal satisfaction. Cats provide a healing experience, so I want to give back to them in some way. That's all.
That's amazing. How wonderful.
Enough. As I said, this is all for my personal satisfaction. I don't want to hear your praise for it.
Oh, but if it's so important, why did you tell me?
Because I trust you.
I didn't even threaten you or anything.
Yes, about that. I'm sure you already know this, but a detective can lose their life at any moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, you did teach me that.
So if I were to die, I want you to carry out this plan for me.
Oh.
I've been thinking it over for a while. I figured this was a good time to tell you.
Did you trust us?
Huh? Why me, though?
I'm not sure myself. Why do you think?
We both like cats. To replace the debt I owe, no. We still have to pay that. That's ridiculous. It's because you trust us.
Could it be that it's because you trust me? I hope I'm not assuming too much there.
Incorrect. No matter who it is, I will not trust any human.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So it is not accurate to say, I trust you.
Okay.
I see.
But I believe in you.
However, I wouldn't mind being betrayed by you.
What?
Or
What?
rather, I would accept a betrayal at your hands.
Huh? Isn't that practically the same as trusting me?
Right.
In my mind, it's entirely different.
Okay.
I don't trust you.
Okay. But the way you said you wouldn't mind if I betrayed you, that makes me way happier than if you just said you trusted me.
Does it?
Anyway, we were discussing something else. You will pay your debt to me in full.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh man.
Master, you and Halara have forged the ultimate bond together.
That was a level 5 Gumshoe Gab that could only be in Halara
Good
style.
for you, Master. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I see. This time I think I believe you. Nice. Well, if Halara dies, thankfully Halara was not a pile of bones in a homunculus factory, or else we would have to do a whole bunch for some cats. I tell you, at 30% of all the world's cats. Oh boy. But I suppose with our brain, our big boy brain back, we would be able to do just that. Regardless, I'm gonna take a short break and then it'll be Vivia time. Yeah. All right, Vivia. Let's see what you have in store. I assume that these are... Okay, I do that every single time. I assume that these are going to be not super duper... Well, I don't know. Vivia turned out to be a very character-rich character. Sure, like every character has their quirks. Fubuki's ditzy, Desiko is a creep. Halara is gonna make some money off of you, and poor Vivia is like, I want to die someday. So I wonder how...
a bunch of chores. Maybe I should go make some coffee.
There you go. Maybe... It's also strange that Yuma... I guess it's not strange for Yuma to like coffee, but like... you know, coffee... I don't know how old Yuma is. That's one of the great mysteries, to be honest. Oh, he's sneezing.
Sorry. I had some soot in my nose.
Oh, well, I guess you always hang out in the fireplace.
Vivia, you were in there?
Yeah, I was here the whole time.
You could have at least said you were there. You scared me.
Well, I do wonder if his chapter or his 5th one is going to, you know, involve seeing Shinigami too.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll start doing that next time.
I don't mind, so please do.
Yuma, you're too kind. You never mind talking to me.
Of course not.
You know, I wonder why he always crawls into cramped spaces like that.
You find it calming in there, right? But wouldn't you be better off on a couch or bed?
If comfort level must be quantified in terms of the physical strain on your body, then yes. But this reminds me of something.
Hopefully it's not a casket.
Reminds you of what?
Well, what do you think?
What Vivia remembers when he's inside the fireplace.
I don't know, maybe good memories? Memories
Is
about
it
firewood?
a good memory?
No, just the opposite.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. When I was young, my parents would always discipline me by locking me in the storage room.
Sir?
When I'm in here, I can relive those memories.
Huh?
Huh? They don't sound like nice memories if you were locked in there.
Right?
That seems pretty traumatic to me.
Right?
No, those are good memories for me. I have many brothers. We all yearned for our parents' love.
Okay.
So, no matter what shape or form it took, I was happy when my parents paid attention to me.
Fascinating.
I see.
I know. How about you join me, Yuma?
Isn't it a little small for the both of us?
Once you get used to the back pain, it's actually not so bad in here.
Well, back pain is pretty bad, Vivia.
No, I think I'll pass.
Master, you and Vivia seem to have grown closer.
I guess we have. Huh? Who would have thunk? Huh? Alright, well, Gumshoe Gab number 2. We learned that Vivia's parents weren't the best, but they had a whole bunch of brothers. Huh? All baby boys, and maybe one baby girl, who knows? We just know they had a bunch of brothers. Maybe they kept trying for a girl and they just kept rolling the boy die. It's 50-50. I think all of ours might just be in here. Admittedly.
I'm starting to get used to being alone with Vivia. Knowing who he is, this silence isn't really so awkward anymore. We don't have to force a conversation to break the silence, which makes it easier to be around him than the others.
Yeah, admittedly.
I want to die someday.
Huh? That's awfully sudden.
No, it's not. He says that all the time. I don't know what you're talking about, Yuma.
Oh, did I think out loud again?
Happens.
You sure did.
Sorry about that. Guess I surprised you. I'll be careful not to think out loud next time.
You're free to say what you want, but it sounds really concerning. And I've been wondering, what do you mean by someday?
Someday.
What do you want to know?
Well, all people die eventually. I suppose I'm wondering if you want to die sooner.
Well, you know, people, yeah, but homunculi.
Saying
Okay.
someday makes it sound like you can't die.
Wait, is that what it is? You can't die? That explained why you'd say something so strange.
Huh? He's undead?
Kind of feels like it. He's a zombie?
That's a wonderful deduction.
I guess I'm wrong, though.
Well, I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Being unable to die sounds like it's straight out of a story. So romantic. Yuma, what would you do if you gained everlasting life?
That sounds very homunculus to me.
What would I do if I lived forever?
To world 100 years from now. I can't really think of. I don't really care about it. I mean, this one's interesting. Sure, we'll go with this one.
I'd like to see the future. I want to know what the world would look like 100 years from now.
I see. I've considered that before myself.
Okay.
I'd like to see how the world looks when technology advances further.
Agreed.
Just thinking about it excites me.
Yeah, I can't even picture what that would be like.
This is getting interesting. Anything else?
Yeah, it's fun having like an actual conversation with Vivia. He's got a great smile.
If I had everlasting life, what would I want to do? I can't think of anything in particular.
That was quick.
Huh? Quick?
There is no end to human greed. Some people think that, but it's not true whatsoever.
Huh.
Everything comes to an end. Just like how you couldn't think of anything else you'd want.
We literally thought of one
I
thing.
think I just meant I didn't have any good ideas right now.
Someday, greed will end.
Just like life will.
Just like you would die before your greed could be satiated. Humanity too has a lifespan.
Oh man.
Uh-huh.
If you were to live forever, you'd see how tough life can be.
Yep.
It may be fun at the beginning, but eventually, I'm certain you wouldn't desire anything else. And once you were bored of everything, you'd reach the same conclusion all others would. That you hope to die someday.
Oh, that's wild.
The moment you lose all desire, your final desire for death would be born.
It's like he's writing a story.
It all makes sense now, doesn't it?
I live forever.
Does it? But wait. Vivia, by that logic, doesn't your desire to die mean you're immortal?
Right?
You're free to think what you want.
Okay, I'll think that.
That's not an answer.
It's enough for today. I need to go back to my world of books.
Okay, have fun.
Did he just give me the runaround? Or is he always like this? I can't tell.
Well,
I wonder if I'll understand him better someday.
someday.
Master, you and Vivia seem to have grown even closer.
Just a little bit. But I suppose that's true. We are a little bit closer. But, numero trace. Classic Vivia. I'm just really interested as to what his number 5 is gonna be. Because I feel like his energy's not gonna change, but...
Vivia? I was thinking of making some coffee. Would you like some?
Coffee would be nice, but there is a much greater problem.
Which is?
What problem?
The large beast dwelling inside me is roaring louder than ever.
The large beast dwelling inside me?
No human could defeat the beast.
The beast Brock Lesnar?
What are you talking about?
We can either grant its wish and coexist,
Uh-oh.
or be consumed by it. Those are our only options now.
Okay.
Right now, it is about to crush my heart, for I have ignored its desires.
Are you hungry?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Please, help me.
Help you with what? Even if I ask him, he probably won't tell me anyway.
I guess you have to figure it out for yourself.
Okay.
The beast from within is about to crush his heart because he has ignored its desires for too long.
It sounds like he's hungry.
What Vivi is trying to say is...
My man's just hungry. He's hungry.
Could be that you're hungry?
Yes. If I had to phrase it another way, I suppose that's it.
You could have phrased it that way. That's the easier way, Vivia.
You could have just told me that.
Right?
I haven't eaten anything since yesterday. I can't take another step.
Yuma will cook something for you.
I would deeply appreciate it if you brought me some bread or something.
You brought Vivia a whole loaf of bread.
Thank you, Yuma. You saved me.
Yep. Now remember this moment, and don't try and stab me later.
It's fine, but why did you eat anything? Not eating for a full day can't be good for your health.
I was reading.
So you want to know why? Let's take, for example, how many would want to try climbing a tall mountain range after first seeing it?
Not many.
However, very few would actually put that desire into action. Do you understand?
Not at all.
Nope.
Well, that's fine. I don't mind.
But I do! Vivia won't tell me. So I should just figure it out again.
Wait, I'm gonna have another
I
question.
need to figure out why people don't go climbing mountains. To understand why he didn't eat yesterday.
Jeez, this guy is way too much trouble.
People don't climb mountains even if they want to because...
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Mountains didn't call to me. It's too much trouble.
Because it's too much trouble?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
You felt it was too much trouble so you didn't eat for a whole day? Could you be any lazier?
Yes.
You know, Vivia, do you get theatrical like this on purpose whenever you don't want to talk about something?
Do I?
Yes.
We are all Rosso Ponson.
Resolve
It's only once you realize it that you...
Gosh darn it, Vivia. Oh my gosh. Resolve
You're doing it again!
He sure is. Oh, I love Vivia. That's my guy.
Master, you and Vivia seem to have grown even closer.
You're dang right we have. And I didn't think it was possible, but here we are. Was that 3 or 4? That was 3, right? Yeah, that was 3. I was gonna say, we definitely gotta have 2 more with my mans. Vivia Twilight. So, I was gonna say, Clockford and Twilight both have, like, distinct, things to do with the fortes that they both have, but the other 2 don't really.
What are you reading?
Is it a joke book? Mad
Why do
Libs?
you ask?
It's rare to hear you laugh, so I was wondering what the book was about.
It's
I
about
see.
death.
So you wish to learn about the book?
That's his up to something smile.
You won't know by the title alone, but the genre is fantastique.
Okay.
Fantastique?
Fantastic.
It's not a major genre, so there's no need to be ashamed if you haven't heard of it. The definition of fantastique is up for debate, but the ones I prefer to read are
Fantastique?
the ones with ghosts and demons. Stories of mythic worlds that cannot exist within our grasp of the laws of nature.
Well, I was gonna say, wait, no,
That
not
doesn't sound
Autumn.
interesting at all.
I was gonna say, our grasp of the laws of nature were definitely torn apart in this game because of the death god and because of the, homunculi, so, you know, I think anything's up for grabs in this world now.
I guess it's kinda like how people who obsess over music end up listening to stuff regular people can't comprehend.
Well, I can lend it to you if you're interested.
Sure, why not? Yeah, please.
Yes, please.
You're so kind, Yuma. But it's alright.
No, I want to read
I
it.
can tell you're not interested at all.
That's not true. Hang on, I should tell him directly. I'm sorry. I think I'll pass.
No need to feel bad about it. I figured the odds of you saying no were 99%.
But that 1% you had to ask, huh?
Besides, this book isn't widely read in the first place.
Why not?
Still, that surprises me.
What does? Me reading the Fantastique?
Well, it's more like I didn't expect a detective to be reading stuff like that.
Fair enough.
How do I put this? I thought detectives would read more logical stuff.
Well, your forte is ghost
Doesn't
seeing.
it feel weird to read
And
something
ghost
that's
being.
not realistic?
Reading just makes me feel sick, period.
No. I actually prefer stories where logic can't be used to explain it away.
I see.
If you think that illogical stories feel strange,
Then they're doing their job.
perhaps you believe all mysteries must be solved.
That sounds like Yuma, actually. That sounds like number one.
Mysteries must be solved. I never really thought about it, but maybe you're right. You don't feel the same way, Vivia?
I believe some mysteries should never be solved.
He sure does.
For example, UFOs and other supernatural phenomena. Many people harbor their dreams and fantasies in those mysteries, so shattering them is simply cruel. Besides, memories from our childhood are not all beautiful. However, there is no doubt they are innocent. If there is a river of time, its water is horribly murky.
There he goes again. I'm sure it's something he doesn't want to talk about. But why would he think that way if he believes not all mysteries should be solved? Maybe that's where his secret lies.
Master, you and Vivia seem to have grown even closer.
I was gonna say, we've seen him commit to a mystery that he doesn't think should be solved. He tried to stab us for it. in the mystery labyrinth, to be honest. He's an odd goose. That being said, let's see the end of our time with this odd goose together, right here, right now. Vivia, still a very chill Vivia, which is perfect because that's Vivia. That's the Vivia we need. And they all did occur right here, which makes sense. This is his peace and quiet.
What's wrong, Vivia? Were you reading Fantastique again?
No, it's a mystery this time. I think these are nice once in a while.
Oh, so you read those too?
I read everything.
I guess it doesn't fit me.
It is a bit of a cliche for a detective to read mystery novels. So you haven't read the genre in a while. What's this one about?
Well, I suppose I'd feel comfortable telling you.
Go ahead.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
The protagonist is an earnest rookie detective.
Okay.
He began his investigation after receiving a request from a certain girl.
Okay.
Her mother died under suspicious circumstances. Who killed the girl's mother, and why? The rookie detective continues his desperate investigation. He seeks the truth, all for the sake of this girl.
Okay.
But the truth that awaits him is cruel.
Oh man, this is this is a little true to life.
Girl
Too true.
Murdered her own mother.
Oh, that's way too true.
Oh.
Wow, what a twist!
The girl may not have meant any harm, but her actions unintentionally caused her mother's horrible death.
Oh man.
It was a tragic accident. The rookie detective didn't know if it was right to solve this mystery.
Well,
what was the point in exposing this cruel truth to the public? Under a standard set of values, one would keep it a secret and remain quiet. There would be no benefit to telling the innocent girl she was the cause of her mother's death. However, the girl wanted that mystery to be solved with all her heart, not knowing she was the culprit all along.
Which is wild.
Should we reveal the truth to those who seek it, no matter how cruel it may be?
When could we get this one? It had to be chapter 5, because man, oh man.
Would you say lies made from kindness are truly kind? What do you think the rookie detective did in the end? Or rather, what would you have done, Yuma?
Me?
We've got to solve the mystery. It's what Chief would want us to do.
I would have solved the mystery.
I see.
What did the rookie do in the end?
Well, human cells will always replace one another. The old vanishes, and in time, the new turns old.
Right.
Considering that, am I the same person at birth as I am at death?
Well, scientifically, technically, no. I think... I don't remember the statistics. Every, like, X amount of time that essentially all the cells in your body have been replaced. So every, like... Oh, I really don't remember the time period, but I feel like I'm gonna look it up after this recording, to be honest, because it's a neat little fact.
There you go again, trying to muddy the waters. Are you saying I should just read it myself?
Well, who knows?
Who knows?
Told me pretty much the whole thing, but kept the conclusion a secret.
Right?
Wait, that book's story...
Uh-huh.
Is it about you, Vivia?
Oh.
Why do you say that?
It's something you mentioned before. Not all mysteries should be solved. Maybe it's your personal experience that led you to believe that.
Your deduction makes sense, but I'm not sure myself.
Please don't dodge the subject.
I told you, didn't I? I don't think all mysteries should be solved.
Yep, and that checks. That fact checks.
Whether the story I told you now is from a book or my life, it doesn't change a thing. Anyway, I'm off to explore another world inside a book.
Alright, Vivia.
So, which is it? If that's what Vivia's been through, why tell me about it? Maybe in his own way, he wants me to understand him. That would be nice if it's true.
We'll never know.
Maybe this is an unsolvable mystery.
And maybe it doesn't need to be solved.
Master, you and Vivia have forged the ultimate bond together.
I kind of like that little touch on the end. And maybe
Good
this
for you,
mystery doesn't need
Master.
to be solved.
I'm happy for you.
So alright. Okay. Well, that means last but not least, we're gonna check out Yako. Vivia's was neat. I don't think this is gonna have like the same emotional tinge that the rest of the Yako stuff that we've seen has you know, been. But Yako's just a fun little guy. He's a fun little character. We love him to bits. So, take one small break and then we'll finish off the last of our Gumshoe Gabs with the King of Kings, Yako Fury. Alright, Yako. It is our final Gumshoe Gab, and the floor is yours. Let's do it. We'll go back and check out the first memory for the second time, because we haven't seen this one since, like, the first or second episode of the series. Which was ages ago. which was ages ago. Back when we were like, homunculi? Who would have thunk of eyes? No, crazy. Here we go, though.
Something wrong, Chief? What's with the big sigh?
Well, it's nothing, really.
And this one feels more personable because, like, I don't think we ever got a zoom in like this on any of the other ones.
Since you arrived and you began investigating Kanai Ward's ultimate secret,
I know what that is now.
it seems we're all tense every day. I think it's just getting to me a bit. I can't seem to find a way to feel all nice and relaxed.
I see.
Damn it all. I long for the days when things were so uneventful.
Well,
Before we came here, most of your work concerned infidelity and looking for lost pets, right?
Yup. I used to just stare out the window and check whether the occasional client's spouse was cheating or not. I'd tail the target, and sure enough, they'd be cheating. Then the missus would end up crying when I reported back. It was the same old story every day.
I do remember this.
This may be rude of me, but that doesn't sound very fun.
Nope.
In fact, it sounds kind of boring.
Oh, he called your job boring, Chief.
Sure is. But you know what they say? Every job is equally important.
That, they do say that.
Just because a job may look more glorious, it doesn't mean it's better. Nothing wrong with plain old boring jobs. What's most important is whether you can be proud of what you do.
Yeah.
Look at Fuzzhead trying to act all cool.
Huh? What's wrong? You fell quiet out of nowhere.
I'm impressed.
I just wasn't expecting that kind of stuff from you. I'm a bit moved.
Not expecting? What's your image of me anyway?
Sorry. But really, I'm impressed. You're right. All jobs are equally important. I'll make sure I keep that in mind.
I don't know about equally important, but there are jobs that simply just can't function without other jobs. And you know, even though a job may not seem important, without it, could build like mountains of like extra time wasted or even mountains of stress, which could affect how other jobs are performing.
Yeah, you do that. When you hang around master detectives a lot, you start to think you belong to a special class of people.
It's true. I hang out with them so much that I was starting to think I was on their level. I better be more careful about this.
Well, you've held hands with all of them. Well, not at this point.
I have a saying when it comes to my own work philosophy.
Go on.
Nothing beats a drink after a hard day's work.
Oh my gosh.
I do hear that a lot.
Well, it's all bogus anyway. Any time is a good time for booze. A good drink is way better if you get to imbibe without having to work for it.
Oh, here it goes.
What's wrong? You're quiet again. Are you amazed by my grown-up philosophy?
I'm
Yikes.
sorry, but I need to reconsider how impressed I was just now.
There you go.
What? I can't believe you'd say that so fast.
Well, I mean, you said that so fast.
Master, you and Yako seem to have grown closer.
One of our final friendship fragments, or detective fragments. Our sleuth sections. Here, Yako, let's get your second one. Our first new Yako one. The floor is yours, Mr. Yako. Are we in the office? I kind of expect us to be in the office for most of these, if not all of these. Maybe the last one on the rooftop, since that's his, you know, special place. And we now know why that place is so special to him.
I'm back! Huh? What happened?
Oh, Yuma. I'm done for.
Oh, here it goes.
Seriously, what happened?
Well, Yasuhiko and Halara got into a fight while gambling.
Okay.
You know how stubborn those two are. I
Yep.
tried to calm them down, but things got out of hand.
And?
I didn't know what to do. But then Fubuki showed up.
And?
She started shouting for them to quit fighting. She jumped right in.
What did Vivia do?
And things just descended into chaos.
I think I get the picture.
In the end, those two made up just so they wouldn't have to deal with the situation.
Okay.
They all never listen to a thing I say. I'm not sure I can lead these monsters. Maybe I'm not cut out to be boss here.
That's not true. You're doing great, Chief.
You're doing adequate.
Me? Great? What have I done that's great?
What? Well...
Let's see. His ability to put smiles on... anyway, you're great!
Anyway, you're great!
What do you mean?
I don't have the right words, but I think you're great in your own way, Chief.
Well.
Sounds a bit forced.
Right?
Still, thanks. All I needed was a good laugh to feel better about everything. Well then, I'll continue being the boss for now.
Looks like he finally cheered up.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that reminds me. There's something I want to ask you.
What's up?
It's about my memories. At this rate, I worry I won't remember anything. So I was hoping we could make, like, a mission plan, or at least a list of things I could try to jog my memory.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but handling stuff like that is way out of my league.
Right, what do you do for people with amnesia?
Huh?
Never mind that. Feeling down got me hungry. Hey, did you buy a meat bun for me? I hope you didn't forget the mustard.
Hey, Yago, maybe you should stop eating those. I mean, you should... Man, I guess you should continue to eat the meat buns, but like, man.
I know he's not a bad person, but still, maybe he really isn't fit to be in charge.
Master, you and Yako seem to have grown even closer together.
Even closer? Who would have thunk? Alright, Yako, number 3, numero trace. I'm recording, right? Excellent. Sometimes I forget and I'm like, oh, I really need to double check to make sure that that button is on. Yeah, there it is. Hilarious coin, a 1 Shin coin. Alright, here we go. Sir Yako.
Hey, Yuma, can I ask you for a favor?
Probably.
Huh? What is it?
How do I put this?
I need you to break into the secret lab and help me murder this guy.
Why the hesitancy? That's not like you, Chief.
Right. We're pals after all.
Pals?
Yeah.
Then I'll say it. Well, will you lend me some money?
I don't have any.
No.
This might be my favorite. This is my favorite.
Huh? Why? You said we're pals!
I did, but I don't have any money. You can't draw blood from a stone.
I heard kids these days have lots in savings.
Kids these days?
Why do you even need any money? You should have more than I do.
Right?
Well, I've been drinking more recently, so my living expenses have been stretched thin.
Well, maybe drink less.
Isn't that your own fault then?
Sheesh. My employees are so heartless. I wish some super profitable job would fall into my lap. If only I had a master detective's abilities, I could easily make some cash.
Oh, that's not what they're for.
I feel the same way. A master detective could make a ton of money if they use their powers for profit.
But they shouldn't.
Right? I wonder why these guys just work as detectives. I don't understand it one bit.
Speaking of, you've met a bunch of master detectives, haven't you, Chief?
At least 3.
Yeah, I sure have.
Have you seen any particularly amazing abilities? I'm curious about what other kinds of master detectives are out there.
Amazing abilities, huh? But to me, they were all amazing, since I don't have any myself.
Right.
But among them all, the one that really freaked me out was the ability to hear the culprit's inner voice.
That's wild.
Huh? Wouldn't that make them unstoppable as a detective?
Yeah, it's considered the all-time ace up the WDO sleeve. Seeing it with my own eyes sure made me feel depressed. Can I really call myself a detective when There's a monster like that doing this job?
Hear the culprit's inner voice.
Right. It makes me feel unsure myself. In fact, it brings me down whenever I compare myself to everyone here.
There's no point in developing an inferiority complex just because you don't have any abilities. People just gotta play with the cards they're dealt.
That's right.
Even if you're dealt a terrible hand, sometimes, just sometimes, you can manifest the power of the Joker card.
Wait a minute. Is he Persona 5 Joker?
But having no forte is like not even being dealt a hand.
Dang.
That's not true. There's stuff you can do because you don't have one.
Is that really true?
Yeah. Trust my many years of experience. I'm sure of it.
I don't know.
Well, do you have an example?
I think it's better you figure it out for yourself. Yeah? What do you think?
Think about it. What can you do without any abilities?
Okay. Slow and steady investigation, nothing comes to mind. I know how regular people feel.
I know how regular people feel?
You can relate to the masses.
Yeah, that's it. Although if you had the ability to read minds, you could understand people's feelings and use it for information, but you'd never be able to join them among the have-nots. To be the same as the vast majority of people is a powerful tool for a detective. That's why
Yeah, I suppose
there's no
so.
need to feel down, even if you don't have any special powers.
Right, I'll keep that in mind. Chief, sometimes you say some really profound things.
No, he didn't even have the answer.
Sometimes? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you did just ask this boy for money.
Master, you and Yako seem to have grown even closer together.
Boy question mark. Who knows how old Yuma is? He's either like 12 or like 30. Unknown. Fubuki's accessories. Yeah, we've seen all of these. I keep going through them like, oh yeah, we could get a new one. We never will. We never will. Hope is gone. What do you got for me today,
Yes, you
Yako?
could say that. Chief, what made you want to become a detective?
Oh, we know.
Huh? That came out of nowhere.
I'd understand it if you had special powers like everyone else. But you're not like them. So I want to know what made you decide to be a detective.
Because he loves this town. Chief loves this town in a different way than Makoto loves this town. Chief loves this town because he loves he's always loved this town, is how I'll put it. And I think that's a difference than Makoto's like, I love this town of homunculi like me. He loved this town before it was homunculized. He had a love for this town when he was playing detective as a kid. He had a love for this town when he was protecting that purple-haired woman whose name I forget. He's always loved this town.
I see. Well, you could say something encouraged me, but it's not very interesting. As a kid, I was basically Watson.
Like a detective's assistant?
Back in high school, I worked as a part-timer at a small detective agency.
Which is really a dope job.
But obviously, I never got to do any exciting stuff like investigate murders. All I did was find lost pets and cheating spouses.
So exactly what the Nocturnal Detective Agency was doing before we showed up.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's actually such a cool, like, if you ever get that opportunity, you gotta go for it, because that's really dope.
But one time, I was involved in the real deal. I took part in an investigation of a murder case. Though I was a kid at the time, so I couldn't do much. The detective there was just some slovenly old guy. But he solved that case like Holmes would have.
Elementary, my dear Yako.
I sure looked up to him after that.
So that's why he strove to become a detective.
If I didn't have an admiration for detectives, or if I had never taken that part-time job at the agency,
Might not be here.
I wouldn't have become one.
Chief looks kinda sad.
And we actually got a lot more information about Chief. I didn't expect like this much more. I expected like maybe like little bits and pieces, but like that was interesting. Does it bring back good memories? I'm not sure if it does. I think inevitably it's gonna bring back memories of his lady, but I guess those are good memories, but then the perishing is the bad memories.
Does it bring back good memories?
Well, you know, it's been well over 10 years now, so why do you ask?
No reason. I guess that's not the reason why. So, what was that look earlier?
Do you regret it?
Ooh.
You mean regret being a detective?
I don't think he regrets it for a second, because he met old purple hair girl.
Yeah. You looked real sad all of a sudden.
Well, I had to deal with a bunch of troublesome stuff after I became a detective.
You did.
There have been times I wished I'd never taken this path. But there's also happiness I never would have experienced had I not become one.
Yep.
A lot of people I never would have met, too.
Yep.
Like you guys, for example.
Also, someone pointed out in the comments last time, I think, that the glasses that Yako's wearing are her glasses. Which hurts even more.
Chief.
I know. Let's go out and eat sometime. You know, talking about the past sure made me want to drink. You should join me.
Does that mean you're buying?
You better hurry up and get ready before I leave you behind.
Oh?
Why did you ignore my question?
Well, after losing my memories, I'm glad it was everyone here I ended up meeting. Wait, the chief said he doesn't regret being a detective, but why did he look so sad?
We know.
Maybe I misinterpreted.
Master, you and Yako seem to have grown even closer together.
So he's buying drinks. So does that mean Yuma is old enough to drink? Yuma's just a very curious individual. No idea how old that man's is, but we may never know. Put me in, Chief. Chief Yako. Put me in, Chief. He is the chief. You love to see it. Alright. Yako, you're level 5. They're usually a little somber, a little sad, or a little goofy. But you've always had this sort of thing of, we know. We're gonna learn any last bits about Yako from this final Gumshoe Gab, which had to be...
Things have been getting troubling lately.
Had to be gotten in the final chapter. So after Yako had already perished.
Yuma, you got anything to share that could cheer me up?
Huh? I don't know what to say when I'm put on the spot like that.
How are things going with you and Kurumi?
Oh, hello?
I want you to pull on my heartstrings with stories of young love.
There's nothing like that between us. It's not like I like her or anything.
Yuma?
Uh-huh. You're just not being honest with yourself.
What about you, Chief? From the looks of things, you appear to be single. I thought you said you used to be pretty popular.
Sure was. Back in my prime.
In my
I went
prime?
way beyond 3 and 4 timing.
I don't think that's something to celebrate, Chief.
Everybody was head over heels for me.
You sure about that?
Nah, I seriously doubt it.
They'd all be fighting for my attention whenever I got a minute of free time.
I don't know, I kind of believe Chief was a big shot.
They get so jealous if they found out they weren't my one and only. It was adorable.
Yako.
They were like cute little kittens, the way they'd come up to me wanting a drink.
Yako.
Huh? Wanting a drink? Wait a minute.
Hostesses?
You're referring to a hostess club. The women all worked there, didn't they?
What? No!
You
No!
admitted they were all asking you for drinks.
Crap!
Got him.
Chief, you don't need to put on airs like that. You're not a kid anymore.
Right?
I'm sorry. The truth is, I wasn't popular at all.
Well,
Why would you lie
the truth
about
comes
that?
out. I wanted you to think that I'm
Yuma,
cool.
Just remember one thing.
Go on, and this is the one that's gonna hurt, isn't it?
Huh? What?
I'm speaking here as a man with much more life experience, not as your chief.
Go ahead.
If you fall in love with a woman, you have to protect her, no matter what. That, and that alone, is why men are made to be men.
Huh? Sure.
What's up with Fuzzhead? You look so serious.
I'll keep that in mind, but what's gotten into you all of a sudden?
Well, I stopped visiting the girl I liked for a while. When I was broke, then I found out she quit and went back home.
You're
People only
lying.
realize how important something is after they've lost it.
And that is not a lie.
I don't quite understand. I can't tell if he's being serious or not. He laughed it off at the end, but I could tell that story was important to him. I'll keep what he said in mind.
Master, you and Yako have forged the ultimate bond together.
And there it is. It was interesting the way that he weaved that in there.
Good for you, Master. I'm happy for you.
He had like a mixture of I can't tell you everything, but also, well, let me lay it down for you for real. And those are all the Gumshoe Gabs. Who was your favorite? I had the most fun with Fubuki's. Tetsuka's was entertaining. I think these are just my 3 favorite characters. Not to say that I don't love Vivi and Yako, but I feel like, in terms of like, I want to smile in the hee-hee ha-has, I'm coming to these 3 characters. If I'm like, I want some like serious story and heart-wrenching stuff, I'll come to these 2. So I love them all, but in different ways. Yeah. I was gonna say, over the past like many weeks, after the past several months, we've learned a lot about these characters, and I've come to enjoy all of them tremendously. I can finally actually look at the eyes. The eye for Vivi is the one that I never really got to see, but it does look like it's like a little skull in the eyes. We got diamonds there, stars there. Makes sense. Kind of like a one of those other stuff, whatever. And then he's got some squares. I don't know. That's all that we got. That was the Gumshoe Gabs. That was all of the content that we can really scrape out of this game. This is it. This is it. It's wild to think, but we are officially done with what was a ride. I don't want to go too long on like the end of this because it's going to be a longish episode. It's going to be not the longest episode of this series by far. The longest one was like, all right, let's just finish this off in this last episode, because I was like, we can't cut anything from this one. This is cutting at this point is like cutting off part of the experience. But I digress. Or at least that's what I was thinking when we were doing the last part of the series, of the main story rather. This was fun, to say the least. It is capping off in November. I don't remember when we started this, but however many months it's been fun. And I think we hopped on this game pretty shortly after release, so probably sometime in July we probably started, I would guess, June, July, something like that. Regardless. Incredible story, and I think this story did a very good job of putting the pieces that you need in the story early on, and if you paid attention, it's so satisfying at the end. That being said, it also does like a very nice nod to if you've played like other Spike Chunsoft games, and by other Spike Chunsoft games I mean like it's kind of the spiritual successor for the Danganronpa series. Because there was Pink Blood in that series and you see Pink Blood in this series, you're like, oh well, it's just a Pink Blood series again. But it wasn't just that, which is crazy to me, because it wasn't just that. I think you could have come into this without Danganronpa knowledge, and you could have been like, huh, it is weird that all the blood that we see from the dead folks are pink, but then Yuma's blood in the Mystery Labyrinths is red, Yuma's blood on the handle at the beginning, which was immediately why I was like, huh, Yuma's got red blood. It was a red blood series, not what I was expecting. Then it went back to pink, and that's when I was like, okay, this is a little bit weird. But I also think it's so incredibly clever that they did the prologue case in a way where you wouldn't see any blood. I thought that was clever, and they did it for a reason, and I love that. I truly, sincerely like how all of that played out. That's all the time we got. I don't want to go too much into this game was very clever, and it hit a lot of good marks, and I think it was just very well done. It had strong chapters and its weak chapters. Honestly, pretty much all the chapters were strong, except for, I think chapter 3, and I think really just chapter 3 is like Mystery Labyrinth, and like motivations. I think that one was a little bit weird, but chapter 3 did give us a lot of like plot points. I think. I actually might not give it a... Chapter 3 is just a chapter 3. Chapter 3s in a lot of games don't end up that great. I think it was Sidekiller also said a lot of the chapter 3s in the Ace Attorney series also aren't that great. And I think that is the case if I like think back about them, but I feel like one of the games had like a banger chapter 3. It might have been Dual Destinies. It might have been one of the Apollo Justices. One of them had like a really banger third trial that I really liked. I feel like it was one of the newer games, so it might have been Dual Destinies. Regardless, that's all the time we got. I don't want to take too much longer on this. And I gotta render this thing, because this one is set to go up, I think, either Tuesday or Wednesday, so we gotta get it going. Also, Wednesday, if you need some stuff from me. Yeah, he does. Regardless, that's all the time we got. Toodaloo Flight Crew, thank you so much. If you watch this on a playlist, or if you watch them as the weeks gone by, for joining us on this adventure that we called, Rain Code, Master Detective Archives. I really do hope that there's a second game, because I think the way that it ended gives us a lot of potential for a second game, and the way that things turned out, there's a lot of potential to see other things happen. The thing is, I don't know if it would follow Kurumi, if it would follow Yuma, or would follow like an entirely different group of people, and maybe instead have Yuma and Kurumi as like a filler cast, or Kurumi could open that book and it could be Shinigami. And I think that there's a lot of stuff to play on there, because you have to give up something to have Shinigami. Yuma gave up his memories. Number 1 gave up his memories. Shoot. I think Kurumi could give up like her immortality, to be completely honest. Like, what if you're experiencing the game and then like you're like, alright, well, Kurumi opened the book, I wonder what she gave up, and then like big reveal, like chapter 5 Kurumi has red blood now, which would be crazy. Like she gets cut or gashed or something and just her blood is red. I think that would be a really dope reveal, a really fun thing to do. Because I don't think she would want to give up her memories. I think that there would be a higher stakes thing, and I think the higher stakes thing would be to give up that immortality. But I do wonder if she's a death god, she could take it away. I think she could do just that. That's the stuff that I'd like to see in the new game, if there is a second game, and I hope there is. And I think the way that I think Thunder said it in a comment, the way that there was an interview, it did sound like they wanted to do like either a second game or like a little series of these games, kind of like they did with Danganronpa. I hope we get it. I really do, because I did enjoy this. And I've already said these thoughts, I think, at the end of the episode, but this is like the end of the series. Like, we're probably not coming back unless they're like, hey, surprise, one more sub-story. I doubt it, but hey, it is what it is. I enjoyed these. I enjoyed the sub-stories. The Gumshoe Gabs, they were just nice little background information for some of our favorite characters, and Fubuki was naked in the Amazon. Toodaloo, Flight Crew. Thanks for watching.